What's going on, folks? Steelers Rewind here on Penn Live. Nick Faribault here. And I want to try and do these post-game ones for you guys. Steelers Rewind, quick hitters. Don't want to try and do too much there. 2 to 3 minutes. Let's talk about it. And let's talk about kind of the causes of this loss for the Steelers. Fall to 8-3, lose to a 2-8, now 3-8 Cleveland Browns team. Again, if you follow Mike Tomlin and the Steelers over their careers and tenures, this is not a surprising loss. It's not. But I think this was a particularly winnable game. You get 3 turnovers from your defense. You only turn the ball over once. Even if the first half struggles offensively from Russell Wilson and Arthur Smith and the run game and everyone kind of came together, this should have been a winnable game, and it was. And I thought, the slow starts offensively definitely hurt the Steelers. I think, they got to figure out what to do inside the 30-yard line. I think the red zone offense, and when they kind of get in between, I think from 30 to 30, they can move this football, but it's a chore, man, when things get down to those tight areas. It's like they don't have super great answers. Now, they found a little bit of a spark there late, obviously, the Calvin Austin touchdown, the Jalen Warren touchdown, but they got to start out hotter. They got to make sure that they fix this because they face some really high-powered offenses from Cincinnati to Baltimore again, Philly, Kansas City. It's not going to be a cakewalk, so they got to make sure they do that. I think Russell Wilson needs to be better. I thought he was better in the second half. I thought that was key in that kind of getting back on track. But there's a lot of things that we can talk about. Short yardage has been a disaster for them over the last few weeks. That's part of their red zone struggles, but it has not been good. But I also think coaching has been an issue. You talk about Arthur Smith calling a fade to Cordero Patterson, keeping Justin Fields on the field to throw a deep ball to George Pickens. Why was Russell Wilson not in that position? I thought Mike Tomlin's clock management was shoddy, not using that timeout in the first half, taking it into the first half, basically giving away 40 free seconds before the Browns kicked the field goal. And then you look late. Why didn't they let Nick Chubb score? There's just a lot of really questionable decisions. Using the second timeout after the 3rd and 7 conversion. You can argue that they shouldn't have accepted the 5-yard penalty and should have made it 4th and 2. Just a lot of issues, I think, with the coaching. I think they laid them out to dry. I thought, when your defensive line is clearly not winning, and I think this was a big part of it, your defensive line has been a big part of why you're 8-3. But why would you not send more blitzes? Jameis Winston has not been a guy that has dealt with the blitz very well. He threw most of his picks this year against the blitz. Why would you not try and heat him up? If your guys are not winning with 4 in this game, why would you not try and at least get someone like Patrick Queen or Landon Roberts or Deshaun Elliott or Beanie Bishop or someone in there to kind of help out? I thought that was a big part of it, especially after the last 2 weeks where it was against the Commanders and the Ravens where they got into their bag and they went kind of with these blitzes. Clearly, they were confident enough to run those in those weeks, so they should have been even on a short week. They had practiced them. They had run them in a game. It should have been part of the menu. So I really thought there were a few issues. I thought the slow start offensively, I think you can put that on O-line play. I think you put that on wide receiver talent. I think you can put that on Russ. I think you put that on Arthur Smith. I thought Mike Tomlin did not coach a great game in this one. I thought the D-line no-showed. So I thought there were a lot of different reasons for this loss for the Steelers. It's a bad loss. Make no mistake about it. Obviously doesn't make the season be over or anything. I've seen a lot of people kind of have prisoner of the moment takes, but it does make it harder to get that one of those top seeds, host a playoff game. You want to win the AFC North because they do have a tough schedule, and so we will see where it goes from here. But definitely some issues to fix, and I think it starts from the top down, but definitely issues on a personnel scale and a coaching scale. Folks, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell for more.